Right, let's jump straight into this explainer and crack the case on a mystery that drives people absolutely crazy. Why your seemingly perfect, well-maintained pool suddenly turns into a murky swamp. If you're a pool owner, or maybe you do maintenance professionally, you know the exact frustration I'm talking about. You do everything right, and then, boom, you wake up to a green, cloudy mess. So today, we're pulling back the curtain to unpack exactly what's going on beneath the surface, identify the hidden culprits, and lay out a foolproof strategy to take your water back. Now here is where it gets really interesting. You can have literally all the chlorine in the world in that water. Your pH can be dialed in perfectly, your filtration pristine. But if you have one specific and completely invisible nutrient hiding in there, algae is still going to thrive. You see, algae basically needs three things to grow: sunlight, carbon dioxide, and nutrients. And that most powerful nutrient of all? Well, that's exactly what we're hunting down today.
Section 1. The invisible pool threat. Identifying the hidden suspect.
Okay, so the crucial detail here is that while the pool industry broadly just calls them phosphates, most of your standard pool test strips are reacting to these specific compounds right here, orthophosphates. Simply put, they're chemical compounds made up of phosphorus and oxygen. But here's what makes them such a stubborn nightmare. They do not evaporate. And they don't just magically break down on their own over time either. They just sit there. They accumulate, quietly building up in your water, just waiting for the perfect moment to trigger a massive algae bloom. It's kind of a mind-blowing juxtaposition when you think about it. For us humans, phosphates are totally safe. In fact, they're essential. We get them in our diet, especially from dairy products, and they're packed into the soaps, lotions, and cosmetics we use every day. But when all that stuff washes off our skin and gets into the pool, it instantly turns into an all-you-can-eat buffet for algae. So what's perfectly healthy for our bodies is an absolute disaster for a pool's ecosystem.
Section 2. How phosphates sneak in. Tracking the infiltration methods.
Honestly, pools are just incredibly easy to contaminate. Sure, you've got the obvious environmental stuff, decaying leaves blowing in, maybe some fertilizer runoff from the lawn. Then you've got swimmer waste, sweat, cosmetics, lotions, you name it. But here's the kicker. You might actually be adding phosphates yourself. Some pool chemicals, specifically certain metal sequestrants and stain removers, actually contain phosphoric acid. And even crazier, just topping off your pool with fresh tap water can introduce massive amounts of zinc orthophosphate. Why? Because municipal water facilities use it to coat older lead pipes to stop corrosion. You could literally be feeding your algae straight from the garden hose.
Which brings us to a really fascinating twist in our little detective story. Let's say you're staring at a totally green pool. You run a standard phosphate test and it reads absolutely zero. Wait, how is that even possible? Well, the algae actually eats the evidence. The phosphates get trapped inside the cell walls of the blooming algae, completely hidden from your standard chemical tests. You can't measure them because they aren't floating around free in the water anymore. They've been swallowed whole.
Section 3. Testing for the culprit. Conducting the interrogation.
So since traditional testing has some pretty big blind spots, especially if the pool is already green, we need a better way to interrogate the water. Industry Pros uses a brilliant trick called the red cap test. You take a tiny cap full of a highly concentrated lanthanum-based chemical, like PR10,000, and toss it straight into the pool. This forces a reaction. The lanthanum molecules instantly grab onto any hidden phosphate molecules, creating a brand new compound that cannot dissolve in water. It instantly precipitates out into this highly visible white cloud. You are literally watching an invisible threat turn into solid dust right before your eyes.
It's this awesome, highly visual mini-climax happening right there in the water. You don't even need to mess with a precise numerical reading. Just watch the reaction. If that white dust cloud blooms up and gets bigger than a basketball in under 30 seconds, yeah, you've got a major phosphate problem. It's a foolproof yes or no visual cue that it is absolutely time to execute the takedown.
Section 4. The phosphate removal process. Executing the takedown safely.
All right, we've identified the threat. Now we need to remove it. The absolute golden rule here, and you cannot skip this, is that you must kill the algae first. Remember how the algae hides the phosphates inside its cells? If you don't hit the pool with a heavy dose of chlorine to kill it off, your phosphate remover has nothing to grab onto. Once the algae dies, it spills all those phosphates back into the water. That's when you strike. You add your lanthanum-based chemical to bind them up. The water's going to get super cloudy, which is totally normal. Don't panic. You just run your pump continuously for 48 hours to filter it all out, and then finally, vacuum up all that white precipitate dust that settles on the floor.
So what's our ultimate goal here? To keep your pool crystal clear and safe, your target is to maintain a phosphate level below 200 parts per billion. That is the magic number. And it's absolutely critical if you're running a saltwater pool. Why? Because once phosphates climb over 500 parts per billion, they actually start to interfere with your salt chlorine generator's ability to produce free available chlorine. At that point, you're literally losing the battle on two fronts.
Section 5. The green pool liability. The grim aftermath of an unsolved case. Now, what happens if you just throw your hands up? Say the phosphates win, the algae takes over, and you just decide to abandon the pool to nature. Well, a neglected pool isn't just ugly to look at, it becomes a massive public health nightmare. Stagnant water is the absolute perfect breeding ground for millions of mosquitoes, which heavily spikes the risk of West Nile and Zika viruses right in your neighborhood. Legally speaking, it's what's called an attractive nuisance, meaning you, as the homeowner, have a heightened duty to keep kids from wandering into a dangerous, unfenced swamp. And trust me, local governments are cracking down on this hard.
In fact, this number right here should shock you. $1,000. That is the potential daily fine, yes, daily, the vector control agencies in places like California can slap on a homeowner for harboring a mosquito-breeding green pool. If you ignore their abatement notices, they can even put a lien on your property, or worse, hit you with criminal misdemeanor charges.
When you really look at the options side by side, doing nothing is hands down the riskiest, most expensive choice you could possibly make. If a pool is maintained, your risk is minimal. If it's inactive but properly drained and backfilled with dirt, you're pretty safe on code violations. But just leaving a pool full of abandoned green water, you're practically inviting multi-agency enforcement, massive fines, and a whole lot of outrage from your neighbors.
Section 6. Dangerous last resort fixes. Navigating extreme chemical solutions. Now, if severe neglect has led to a completely swampy pool, the staining and calcium phosphate scale left behind can be brutal. To fix that surface, some professionals use a last resort process called acid washing. This uses muriatic acid, or hydrochloric acid. Listen to me, this is incredibly dangerous stuff. Just one breath of those concentrated fumes can cause severe lung damage. And a splash? Immediate chemical burns. You absolutely cannot cut a single corner on safety here. We're talking a full Tyvek suit, heavy neoprene gloves, a face shield, and crucially, a respirator with acid gas cartridges, especially when you're down in the bowl of an empty pool where those fumes just sit and accumulate.
And if you remember only one thing from the chemical safety part of this explainer, please let it be this golden rule. Always add acid to water. Never, ever add water to acid. It's like a fundamental law of chemistry. If you do it backwards, it can trigger an instant, violent, boiling reaction that will splash concentrated, burning acid everywhere. Memorize that rule. And of course, always neutralize any leftover acid with baking soda before you safely dispose of it.
So armed with all this knowledge, you never have to be the victim of a sudden green swamp again. You know exactly what orthophosphates are, how they quietly sneak in from everything from leaves to your own tap water, and how to use the red cap test to catch them red-handed. Most importantly, you know the exact step-by-step protocol to safely remove them, protect your equipment, and avoid those massive fines. So the question is, will you be the proactive detective your pool needs, or will you let those invisible culprits turn your backyard into a massive liability? Keep learning, keep testing, and we'll see you next time.